What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Hopefully welcome back. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody. Today is Monday. I guess it was Saturday night. We hit 1,000 subscribers, so technically I'm eligible for being monetized. I got to get my watch hours up, but we hit the prerequisite, and we got, if you haven't seen the video, we got Starlink over here in the Harbor Hut, and did a video on putting a washing machine in here. It's a little messy in here right now, but I got the Starlink set up there. I gotta clean things up a little bit. It's been a little crazy lately. So, and I wanted to thank a lot of the viewers for getting into the comments, and not to just drive traffic to videos or whatever, but I'm learning a lot from you guys. And there were some people in general who were talking about over paneling my Pecron system. I didn't even know that was a thing. I looked into that today, and I went to this Solar Liquidations warehouse to buy panels today, but they'd sold all the ones that I needed. So I ended up getting this pea gravel river rock instead. I was a little bummed out about that because it's really hard to find panels for this Pecron unit that are not too high a voltage, and these ones were 650 watts, 45 volts. I did the calculation, and they were just squeaking under the threshold for the voltage creep when it gets cold out. But yeah, so we're at 1,080 right now. I really appreciate everybody subscribing, liking, and commenting. I feel like I'm learning a lot from you guys. I hope you're learning a little bit of something from me, or you're at least enjoying what's going on. And really looking forward to moving forward with this channel. So now that I got the Starlink, I can check my Pecron unit as far as what's charging and going on. I can look at my batteries. And then one other thing I'm going to do is over here, I've done some videos on this little trailer that I got, and one of the things that I did was I pulled out the factory HVAC system and put a V4 diesel heater in there, and I've got one of these AC Infinity blower motors, a 12-inch blower motor, and I'm going to click off here so I can get in and I don't fall down. So anyhow, this is the control unit for that 12-inch AC Infinity blower motor. That one hooks up to Wi-Fi, and then here's that blower motor. That thing is super quiet, moves 1600 CFMs of air. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to snag this and put it over in the dollhouse so I can monitor the inside temperature via Wi-Fi, because the one that I have in there doesn't do that. And this is the control panel for the V4 diesel heater, and I'm going to put a second one in here, and that control panel is going to go there. So we haven't been in here in a while, so if you haven't seen it before, there are some videos on this, but I just wanted to touch base on that real quick. Alright, well, I just made it back out of there. But yeah, so that's a couple of little things that I've been thinking about that I want to do. So let me know. I don't mean to sound redundant, but are there any videos that you folks want to see? We do have a little bit to do down here on the driveway. We got to finish that section and do a little more finessing on the road going through the woods. I did something off camera that I didn't show you guys, and that's what the pea gravel's for. After I put this washer in, I got you can see the PEX hot and cold colored water lines coming through here. They're on top of the drain line. I'm going to kind of brush these off and cover all this up with pea gravel, but I did get a couple loads of number 57s to cover up this. Now this I'm going to have to extend out of there, but I did put those in a PVC pipe going through here to hook up to where the water's at, so that way when you walk across that area you're not damaging the pipes. But these are the quick connectors, so that way in the winter. That's when it only matters. You can unhook those and then all the water will drain out of the system, so that way those pipes don't freeze up. But this is a nice little area now that I can put all that pea gravel, have a little extra spot to sit. I don't know what I'm going to do here. If you have any ideas, let me know. But I would like to put over here one of those little, I'm going to call it a fire pit, but it's clay, and it's like a little fireplace, if you know what I mean. So I'm thinking about putting one of those there, and maybe a couple of I'm going to call them tree stumps, but just sections of tree trunk that you could sit on. I'm not saying a picnic table over here, but something like that might be nice over there. So if you have any ideas for that, let me know. But I do want to move the rest of this wood pile. You know, this is kind of in the way. And this stuff over here needs cleaned up too at some point. I mean, this is log cabin materials, and so is that. I'd like to build something out of that. And that's just random log cabin materials too. So got a lot of stuff out here that we could do something with. But yeah, let me know if you got any good ideas. And like I said, I really do appreciate you guys putting intelligent comments in the comments section and teaching me some stuff. So I'm excited about that. I was really looking forward to getting these panels. I drove an hour one way to get to that place, and I looked through everything, and the open circuit voltage was just going to be too high on everything that I could get a solar gain for to over panel the system. So I'm kind of just stuck with what I got for the moment. But they're always getting different things, so I'll keep an eye out on their Facebook Marketplace listings, and hopefully I can find something to over panel this system with safely. So yeah. But yeah, so thanks for letting me know about that. I looked into it and researched that, and that does seem like the best option for me at this time. So yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you for getting me to 1,080. Hopefully once I get my watch hours up to 4,000 watch hours, we can start making a couple bucks off of this channel and being able to do like cooler stuff, considering we would actually have a budget that isn't completely coming out of my pocket at that point. But thanks a lot again, guys. If you could continue to like, comment, and subscribe, that would be great. Would like to turn this channel into something awesome for everybody. But I appreciate you all watching. And you know what? I almost forgot. There's been a lot of people on the Pecron solar type videos or whatever. They want to know, hey, when are you putting like some type of solar racking system in, or a big ground array or whatever? This is something I haven't worked on in a little bit, but this is the beginnings of what I'm referring to as my log cabin style solar rack. You can see that this is basically on skids, so I can drag this thing around with my loader or my tractor. Very, very heavy duty. So realistically, I'm going to have like a brace going across the top up here, another brace going that way, another brace going that way, and then an X there. So that way this thing is a little stronger. But I got to finish this thing up. I honestly, because of the weight and size of this thing, it's about 10.5 feet tall to the top of these. Those are cedar tree, literally just cedar trees, sections of tree. And everything's lag bolted together. So I could put a 5,000-6,000 watt array on that, and I would be using, I forget what it's called. It's that metal channeling, but I wanted at least the base to kind of blend in with the woods. I didn't want to see a bunch of metal crap, if you know what I'm saying. But this thing is beefy as all get out. A lot of this stuff is held together with 12-inch lag bolts, construction adhesive, and then some of the log cabin anchors down in here. They're like a T40 head on like a 16-inch long bolt. Some of those are laying over there. I'll show them to you. But yeah, this thing is super beefy. This one's not glued or screwed yet, but that one is over there. But yeah, here's some of the lag bolts and screws that I was using for this. But this thing, I think this is really, really cool. Sorry, the daggone gimbal is kind of jittering around. But tell me what you guys think about this. I think that this is really neat. I've personally never seen anything like this done. And a lot of these solar arrays are pretty ugly, except for those ones that are like the eco-worthy 2-axis ones. Those are pretty neat. Like that's pretty cool. I feel like that's a Star Wars level of the solar system, if you know what I mean. But yeah, so anyhow, again, thank you guys for getting me to 1,000. We're at 1,080 now. Let me know if you want to see some videos. Tell me what you think about this project here for the log cabin style solar array. And yeah, I'll see you guys all on the next one. Thanks so much.